Hey, everyone. How you doing? It's me, it's Jeff C. It is Monday, October the 6th. And just wanted to come out and say a couple things before I begin here. Now, when you call something a false flag or a hoax, people will often be very skeptical. Other people will be downright irate, and start saying, how do you know, how do you know, how do you know? Well, lots of experience, many years of doing this and just putting all the patterns together that fit up with these false flags. I think this is a totally what's happening in the United States with Ebola is totally staged. I think that is as clear as anything that I've seen in a long time. This is all another big giant psyop, right? And most likely to get you to take some sort of vaccination. Now, the alternative media, once again, has failed by and large. They're buying the whole Ebola thing, and they're also buying the angle that the United States is incompetent, Obama is incompetent, the CDC is incompetent, they're fucking up everything. They should have done this, they should have done that, stricter checks, they should have stopped the flights coming in, blah, 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 right? That's what the alternative media is going on about. Bullshit. This thing is all staged. This is what they're not getting. This is why you got to come to people like Free Radio Revolution, a Red Pill Revolution, and Team Wake 'em Up to get the real deal about what's going on, because we're not going to fall for this bullshit, okay? And it's up to you whether you want to believe it or not. But I'm telling you right now, as I always say, this is the golden rule of false flags. If the corporate media is going on week after week after week after week about it, if they're bringing up all these funny actors, right, that can't seem to remember their lines, that are reading from scripts, if they've got the Sanjay Guptas and the Dr. Richard Bessers and all these characters who are in on the fix, then it's a false flag. It's staged, okay? So I shouldn't have to explain it, but of course there's always new people to my channel who've never been down this road before, and it's a big shock to them. Even Alex Jones is coming out and calling it a false flag now. I want you to listen into this insider here. We've had a few insiders dealing with FEMA and Ebola telling us there's no way, and this is what I said. I mean, I broke it down in the Dr. Richard Brantley, Nancy Wright Ebola thing. There's no way that those people had Ebola. That is 100% scripted. That is case closed. And if you don't believe me, go and watch my videos that I've done on this. It's absolutely astounding that they tried to pass this shit off, because they broke every protocol. So I want you to listen to this insider here, this FEMA insider, talk about Ebola, and hear on Alex Jones for a sec.
Insider from FEMA Region 6. I'm in former Texas. That's in FEMA Region 6. What former state are you in, Insider?
I'm in former state Tex. I work for the regional agency in formerly known as San Antonio, Texas. One of my duties is public health emergency preparedness planning. The reason I know the Ebola outbreak is being conducted on purpose is it violates all protocols. I used to be involved in the Hurricane Katrina and Rita response of the evacuees. I also was involved in planning for smallpox outbreak in Bexar County. The proper response would be the National Guard would seal off Bexar County. Law enforcement and emergency services would redirect the population to all hospitals, churches, and other government agencies where they would be screened. If they were sick, they would be isolated at a former military base until the sickness had passed or they died. Everyone else would be forcibly vaccinated. There would be no exceptions and no travel in and out of Bexar County. So the fact that they're allowing people to travel into the United States and they are not locking down the city of Dallas tells me this is by design.
There you go. Okay. So we've heard this a lot. We've had the insiders talk on our shows, tell us how there's no way that the way that they're dealing with this is totally off the books. It's just ridiculous. And that means it's staged, okay? If it was a real outbreak, if there was real Ebola in the United States, they would go through every extreme. They would make sure everything was sterilized. They would have this guy in special hospitals, military hospitals, maybe even on a ship out to sea. They would take every precaution. So they broke every precaution. They broke all the rules doing this, And then if you look at the characters, of course, this Thomas Eric Duncan character has no history, really. His last Facebook, he has Facebook, right? But his last post was in 2011. All the photos of Thomas Eric Duncan have him wearing the same shirt. They were all taken on the same day. Go ahead and take a look. The neon green shirt, which I think is a perfect way that they color code these things to tell you that the sickness is here, right? That now the America's got it. This is the guy that brought Ebola to the United States. That's why they put him in the neon green shirt, right? And he hasn't updated his Facebook page since 2011. Guess what? His Facebook page has been taken down over the last couple days. Go and figure, right? Maybe because they're worried that people are looking too far into this. How is it that he's wearing the same shirt in every single photograph that's available on him on the internet? Right? And why is it a neon green shirt? That's because they're programming your mind. They're using that fear-based trauma to control you. Okay? These characters are made-up characters. Now, yeah, it's a real person that they use, but they create the character themselves. I'm not saying that Thomas Eric Duncan doesn't outright exist. I'm just saying that this guy is playing an Ebola sick person, and we haven't seen anything to prove that he has Ebola whatsoever. I wouldn't believe it for anything, okay? This is all staged. This is a staged event. This guy's history makes no sense, okay? And I wouldn't believe any of it. I think that you are being played. I think they are trying to convince you that Ebola is real, the threat is there, and that your children are in danger so that you'll go and get the vaccination. I think they are building this hype up. I think this is a media and government-created event. Now, I'm not saying there isn't real Ebola happening in Africa, but I think it would be very easy for the powers that be to control or even simulate an outbreak in a place like Liberia. Okay, and they just sent over 3,000 troops and all this, you know that they are trying to control the narrative of everything. That's why they're shutting down people's channels. That's why they're censoring everything that I do and many others are doing. They're doing that because they want to be able to control the flow of information, right? And this is where we're at right now. I think you're all being fooled with this Ebola thing. I think this guy is playing a character. I don't even know if he's in the hospital. You wouldn't know anything, right? Because it's all scripted, and they control the script. They control the cameras. They control the narrative. That's why we're here. The only way to break this narrative is to have channels like this come out and call it for what it is. Now, I'm glad that Alex Jones finally catching on a bit. It would be nice if the rest of the alternative media, grew a brain and actually figured out how they're being fooled about this. But if you really want to know the truth about what's going on, you'll have to stick with this channel, Red Pill Revolution. There's a few other channels out there that are really working hard on this and showing you what a farce it is. You are all being played. Once again, this is a total scam. And I hope that enough people see this video and pass it around so that we can really tear down this illusion that they're creating here. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you have a wonderful day.